This is Greg Roller here, interviewing Greg Roller as well, and yeah, that's all I need. Okay, so you attended law school. What law school did you attend?
I attend two law schools,
What?
Washburn Law and Oklahoma City University School of Law.
What made you pursue the law to be in law school?
I wanted to go into child advocacy law, and I like the structure and the theory behind law.
Okay. People say law school is extremely hard. Would you agree with that statement?
Absolutely.
What do you think it takes to be in law school?
A lot of money or a scholarship. Okay, that was my attempt at humor. You have to know that you want to be there. You shouldn't be there just because your mom or dad or you watched a law show on television. Like, I don't know any law shows that are currently on. But anyway, you have to know that you want to be there. You have to be extremely disciplined and structured with your time. And your first semester will really set, whether it's fair or not, the first semester will set the course for the rest of your law school career. As far as grades and graduation rates go, where you're going to graduate within your class. So you have to be ready when you get there. And I think that preparation for law school begins maybe even a year before the first class starts.
How many hours did you spend at night on homework with law school?
It wasn't a lot of homework because that's all I did. When I was on task, when I was tracking, my day started at 5:30. I would get up and I would run for 30 minutes. I would have breakfast. I would be at the library at 8:30 to study with a study partner. We would study to our first class, which was property. After property, I would go straight to lunch, back to the library, then to contracts. After contracts, eat dinner, back to the library. I would leave the library around 5:30. I would go home, eat dinner, study till about 8:30 or 9, sometimes 10, and I would go to sleep.
You also attended. We went to get your undergrad. What would you? How much different is undergrad compared to law school?
It's not in comparison because in undergrad, I wasn't really that disciplined with my time, and I did well enough to get the scholarship for law school. But it kind of set me up for a rude awakening in the fact that law school is completely structured and focused. There's no gauge. You have one final after the end of the semester, whereas in undergrad, the teachers more or less can coddle you. You have a midterm, you can do extra credit. Law school, it's a make or break. 1 4-hour test at the end of the semester and you're done.
Did you guys have hour-long lectures over what you learned? Or
No,
was it just...
it's not lectures like undergrad. They do what's called the Socratic method. And they basically begin the class calling on random law students, asking them to give them facts on the case. Hopefully they read and briefed the case the night before. And after they ask you the facts, then they just begin to ask you questions. And it's a give and take. And it's pretty intimidating.
What about how hard do you think the test was to get into law school?
That's the LSAT. It's a composite score between you can just sign your name and still make a 120, but it goes all the way up to 180, and the median is probably 150 to 149. To get in a school like KU, you would need at least a 154. Preferably a 160. 170 to 180, you're going to be going to the top law schools.
And what 2 law schools did you attend?
You asked me that to begin with, but it was OCU and Washburn.
Washburn, okay. What one was more difficult? Did you have one or one you would say is more difficult, or were they both?
I liked Washburn better. I only attended 1 semester, then I had to transfer to OCU. And I did 3 semesters at OCU. I don't think that the difficulty could be compared, but it was the same type of rigorous coursework and class preparation, briefing of cases, and then of course, the intimidation of the Socratic method in class.
Growing up, did you know you wanted to be in law school, or was it kind of when you were older that you found a passion for law?
Not when I was growing up. When I was growing up, I wanted to be a wishbone quarterback for the University of Oklahoma. But I'm 5'8" and 155 pounds when I graduated, so that wasn't going to happen. So when I was about 22, actually, in the military, I was interested in law. In Boston, I worked for a lawyer at First District Legal, and my interest grew from there. And by the time I graduated from undergrad, after my military retirement, I decided that's what I wanted to do.
How many books did you guys usually check out that semester? Did you have like a library in your room because of all the books you used?
You could go to the library to research cases. We used Westlaw and Nexus Lexis. You could go to the library and get commentaries, but you basically worked with the books that were assigned to whether it be contracts, torts, criminal law, civil procedure, those types of things.
All right, what would be some advice for new people, for people that are interested in going into law school as a freshman?
Number one, you mean a freshman in law school?
Yeah, like when they're going in.
Yeah, well, there's only 3 years, and it's your 1L, 2L, and 3L years. You're not classified as a freshman. But I would say, first of all, be very certain that you want to go to law school and understand what you're getting into. It's going to be a huge detraction from your life, especially the first year. There's a book by Scott Turow called 1L. It'd be an excellent book to read. It gives you an idea. He was a first-year law student at Harvard. I would even study logic and argumentative type cases to where you can learn how to construct arguments, how to read critically, and be disciplined in your thought process, and learn how to spot issues. Spotting issues is one of the biggest weaknesses for most students in law school.
All right, Tim. Well, then that's all I need. Thank you, Mr. Roller.
Thank you, Greg Roller.
Interview.